security situation in Anambra State so far. Reviewing the security situation in Anambra State, the journey so far. And of course, we have our very own commissioner for information right here with us in the studio. We welcome High Chief Dr. Lomefo to ask the commissioner. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm here again. Anambra. Anambra is rising. Oku security. Imano headmaster jiwe fail coach ko pass up, yeah.
Yeah.
More the guy say my security na always a solution na. Then our governor, the solution no way. Udo Achibago. Dalon.
All right, Nika Aine Kuku insecurity. Just want security be everyone's business. I Chirema, how far Anambra State have gone the journey, the challenges, and the fights against insecurity, because a secure state is a livable state, and a secure state is also a prosperous state. So, Mr. Commissioner, sir, would like to begin with getting an overview of the journey so far with regards to the fight against insecurity here in Anambra State.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So far, so good, I should say. The new security architecture launched into force by the governor of Anambra State, Governor Chukwuma Charles Soludo CFR, on the 18th of January 2025. The architecture, essentially two broad areas. Agune Chamber, which is the name we call our vigilante. In the Anambra Vigilante Law 2014, our vigilante service was called the Anambra Vigilante Group, AVG. And the new law, which replaces the old one, the Anambra State Homeland Security Law 2025, changed the name from Anambra Vigilante Group to Agune Chamber. So wherever you hear or see Agune Chamber, it simply means the Anambra State Vigilante. That is what it is. And it's also important we understand the difference between Agune Chamber and Operation Udogachi. Operation Udogachi is an operation, and is an operation like any operation. The difference here is that it's a multi-security agency intervention force made up of 6 security agencies in Nigeria. The Modern Security Agency, of course, is the head of it all, Nigeria Police Force, our own Agune Chamber, the Nigeria Army, the Air Force, the Civil Defense, and the Directorate of State Service, the DSS, making them 6. So it's an operation, and the operation was launched by the governor on the 18th of January. And their assignment is very clear, stamp out insecurity in Anambra State. And I am glad to say 2 things. One, I believe they are doing very well, so far so good. In terms of deliverables, you can see that Anambra is cooling down, generally, when it comes to insecurity. Before the launch of that operation, it was almost a daily thing when it comes to kidnapping and so on and so forth. But since then, maybe 1 or 2 cases. And the last that occurred a week or 2 ago, the perpetrators were promptly intercepted and taken into custody by the men of Operation Udogachi. The squad, very effective. Many may not know, they also played a role in the arrest of the suspected the killers of the member of Anambra State House of Assembly, representing a constituency in Onitsha, Honorable Justice Azuka. They played a role in it. Though the police took the people into custody, and we understand that two of those that were taken into custody, I think on the whole they were about 9. The other 2 ran away in a police custody. And I've been trying to understand from the police authorities what precisely happened. But then the Anambra need to know that the 2 suspects that escaped from the custody of the police and not the custody of Agune Chamber. Our suspects are kept in the Lion House, that is the headquarters of Agune Chamber. And we have not heard of any story of anybody escaping from there. But that is by the way. I think they are doing well. The operation hasn't witnessed what you may say is untoward. Maybe 1 or 2 actions that some consider the brash, overreaching, and high-handed, but all that are being taken into account, and the officers who are acting out of line, outside the code of conduct, and what we call SOP, standard operational procedures, are being dealt with by the internal affairs unit of Agune Chamber and Operation Udogachi. I saw one video where one of them was taking money from a keke or shuttle, So that person is also being taken care of in terms of disciplinary procedures. And we urge the public to help us and document such wrongdoings. It's difficult to assemble and train over 2,000 men and constitute them into Agune Chamber without having 1 or 2 persons that could behave in a way that is below par. And even Christ had a Judas amongst the apostles. So it's human conduct. What is important is to ensure that such badly behaved members of Agune Chamber Operation Udogachi are properly disciplined, and of course the public will help if they report promptly, and when they report, we will deal with the situation. And of course, for us to be sure that the allegation is true, we need the evidence. That is why I commend those who tried to record wrongdoings and passing to us. We assured them that once we have evidence, we will do something. So if you see something, record something, and we will do something. And the other aspect I want to bring in the overview that I offer at the moment is reassuring everybody that technology is central to the new security architecture that we have in Anambra now. Technology, essentially, we have up to 3 components that are reassuring. We have a command and control center from where we are watching all parts of Anambra, the 21 local government areas, the major highways in Anambra can now be watched from a control room. I won't tell you where it is because it's part of our security strategy. And of course, we now have what we call a call center, and the call center is on for 24 hours, 24/7, because we have a well-trained operators that run shifts in the place. It means that there is no time in the day, morning, day, and night that you call, that your call cannot be processed. And the number that I would want everybody to cram, I have often talked about it, 5111. That is 5111. 1 into 3. And if you call, your call will be received and processed. And I want you to rest assured that the calls you pass to us will be, has always been, treated with utmost confidentiality. It's a secret between us and you volunteering that information. Very important, because some people have often called to ask me, how will they be sure that if they call, there will not be backlash? And we tell them we are dealing with this directly. If you have had if you have heard about a problem like that, it's not with our operations, the call center. We will process your information, with utmost confidentiality between you and us. And if the intel, if the information you give us proves to be strategic in busting a camp, busting a kidnap gang, and things like that, you will earn as much as 5 million naira. We are not joking about this. I won't tell you the number of people that have received this bounty, but I assure you that we have been receiving calls that have proved to be very useful, and those who gave such information have been rewarded as promised. It's a whistle-blowing policy introduced by our governor, the solution governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo. And, people say that this is a civic responsibility, that people shouldn't be paid for volunteering information that will help in the new security intervention. We said, no, let's incentivize it. And that is the beauty of whistleblowing. Whistleblowing, you see something, you say something, call 5111, and you will earn something. And of course, it's also important for Ndebai to know that we now have one of the best tracking systems in Nigeria. Let me not say the best. Let me say one of the best, because we have the state-of-the-art, facility now, a tracking system, top of the range, is such that you cannot commit any form of insecurity at the moment with a telephone and hope to go scot-free. So once you make a call, we will within minutes track where you are, and it means that it's reassuring that whoever kidnaps now may not be able to reap the reward, because once you make contact for collection of a ransom and all that, the tracking system will be activated, and you will discover that it's an ample waste of time, and of course you know that you have also put yourself in harm's way. And of course, I want to also mention, now that I remembered it, the governor has declared amnesty wherever you are. You cannot become somebody through kidnapping. You can't hope to become anything through that kind of action. So you discover that now, if you have so be careful. Take this olive branch. It's a non-kinetic measure that the governor has introduced by declaring amnesty. Come out. You will be rehabilitated. You will be given a skill. You will be given money to be able to pursue an honest living, pursue your happiness without arms and kidnapping and robbery and cultism and all that. And of course, this extends to all categories of criminals, including drug dealers, because they are enablers of crime and criminality in Anambra. Drug dealers, the law, yes, you may claim that drug is a federal offense. Okay, yes, we agree with you, it's a federal offense, but the property where you are in perpetrating the drug deal belongs to the state. Go and read the Land Use Act, which which has vested in the governor of each of the states, all the lands and properties, they technically belong to the governor. What that means is that if a property is discovered to be used as a facility for drug dealing in Anambra State, the property automatically reverts to the governor of the state, and the first step he takes is to bring it down. If a property is used for kidnapping, the property is forfeited. That is the law. The Anambra State Homeland Law, Anambra State Homeland Security Law 2025. It gives the governor automatic ownership of any property that is used for kidnapping. And the policy it has been on any of such structures, the first thing the governor does is to bring it down. And then afterwards, he will decide whether to plant a tomato or something there. So if the property, the land will be automatically forfeited to the, and that brings me to the directive also is teased out essentially from the Homeland Security Law 2025 that imposes a responsibility on the landlords. You need to know those who are living in your house, because if you collected rent, or even if you dashed out your house to somebody and things like that, or just as long as they are your tenants, part of your responsibility, part of the responsibility imposed on you as a landlord is to ensure that the people living in your house are profiled. This is very, very important. And the governor doesn't want the exercise to attract any fee. What I mean is, you do not charge, because I am aware that some presidents general are collecting money to document native doctors, document tenants and all that. Some collect 1,000, 1,500, 5,000. I even hear of a town that is collecting 6,000. Look, you are creating a problem. The government is against this documentation being done, collecting money from tenants and the native doctors. The position of the government has to be done free of charge. I also hear that some are giving native doctors certificates. The law never said you will certify anybody. I don't know any president general that has the professional competence to issue a certificate to a native doctor. You are not a native doctor, so why are you certifying somebody as a native doctor? Once you do that, they will frame it and they put in their shrine, and it becomes a kind of authorization by government for them to continue to do what they do. What we want you to do is very simple. The assignment is in plain sight. It's not complicated. What we have to do is to document them. What we are doing is documentation, not registration. This point is very important. And again, let me also say, the law or Governor Soludo or the solution government, none of them is against traditional worship. Oh no. We are all products of Igbo traditional religion. Before the coming of the whites with Christianity, Islam, and so on and so forth, Igbo traditional religion was our system of worship. So, yes, majority of us have become Christians and all that. But then we are still aware that there are some that are adherents of Igbo traditional worship. They have the freedom of religion to stick to what they worship. What we are against is very simple. In fact, the measures, the law, and the Operation Udogachi and Agune Chamber, what they are trying to do is to sanitize that practice by ridding it of fake. Do you understand that? Fake native doctors, those who claim to be native doctors, whereas they are not. And the other category they are looking for are those native doctors who may be truly native doctors, but they are deploying that talent in a negative way. They are using the skill to concoct, to manufacture all manner of portions. Some of them are named in the new law okite particularly. If you are making okite, it's evil because okite is another way of looking at okite. In fact, okite is ogwego. That's another name for it. No matter how you look at it, whether you say it is meant for invocation of luck or whatever, okite essentially is prepared as a means of arriving at wealth, very stupendous wealth without work. Wealth without work is criminal. It's very important. Let me give, there are other variants of okite. You have Udwa Komuli, you have the one they call Arabaka, you have Ibubu, you have all manner of things like Arabaka and others. How do they do that? I asked a native doctor, how is that done? He said you have to go and collect sand. Sand from, if you're a trader, for example, you want your shop to be booming. Then you go and collect sand from the neighboring shops. What that means, what that simply means is that the concoction, that supernatural force you're trying to bring about, will divert the prospects that would have been going to other shops to yours. Is this not evil? Why should that be tolerated? So people need to understand why the governor is against okite. Okite is negative. Anything that is negative is evil. You just have to avoid it. Because both the essence and everything are pointing to the fact that you want to alter a natural order of things. You are altering destiny of people by interfering in the natural order of things. The Anambra need to understand this. That is the philosophy. That is why our government, our governor is saying that this must stop. Let me, before I yield, let me just mention this last thing. Do you know that majority of Nigerians that are in jail all over the world, majority of them are Southern Nigerians? Do you know that majority of these Southern Nigerians that are in jail all over the world, the majority of them are Igbos, they are Ndibo? Do you know that the majority of these Ndibo are from Anambra State? So you can see why the governor is deeply worried. When you when you alter the natural order of things, you are now making our youth to believe that wealth is possible without work. And the governor is saying no. That is why almost everywhere the governor has an opportunity to speak, he will always use this expression, na aka aja aja na ebute aka manu manu. Right? Yes. Aka aja aja na ebute manu manu. Do you understand that? That means if you do not work, you should not eat. It's even in the Bible. He who does not work, that was what St. Paul said, he who does not work should not eat. So you need to work, and the opportunities are there. The governor has many programs that are creating jobs. One youth, two skills. The Solution Innovation District has trained over 25,000 youths in digital skills and tech, IT, and all that. You can join all this. There are many other provisions beyond the one youth, two skills. The Solution Innovation District that is training our youths in digital skills. You have other opportunities. If you go to the Ministry of Industry, there is a loan there for small-scale industries and enterprises. Up to 10 million naira can be accessed for who wants to start a new business or who wants to recapitalize an existing business. These things are available. And all you need to do is to come with a good business plan, right? If you don't have any skill, you'll be trained in one and be given startups, including funds to start your own. Let me give you an example of what has come out of this initiative of Mr. Governor, Mr. Solution. Do you know that last 2 years, the One Youth, Two Skills started? To date, about 5,000 have graduated. Now, the 5,000 that graduated 2 years ago came together 4 weeks ago to launch the training of 1,000 others free of charge as a way of saying thank you to the governor and to the Anambra for giving them the opportunity. 5,000 trained by government, empowered, came together to train 1,000 free of charge. The program is on now. Another batch of 8,300 is on as we speak. And thereafter, you look, so many opportunities. But the problem is, many of these people who are into kidnapping, robbery, and so on and so forth, they are no longer looking for basic money. They are looking for egombute. What we call egombute. That is what Yahoo Plus is about. That is what Yahoo is about. That is what kidnapping is about. So there is a clear and present danger. And the governor is saying we need to turn a new leaf. That this is not Anambra. This is not Igbo culture. This is not Igbo traditional religion. In fact, let me say, if you ndị Anambra, ofubo, if an uchu, no, let me start with, it goes this way, uche, uchu, na eguchuku, right? Akono uche, right? Akono uche. We are a people that really rely on wisdom, on street sense, and all manner of things to enable us to really dominate our environment, right? Yes. A typical Anambra can wear one shirt on his back for one whole year just to accumulate money to be able to do something. These things are changing by this culture of egombute, using okite to, whether it works or not, it must stop. And that is what we are doing at the moment. So when we say uche, uchu means hard work. Do you understand that? And ultimately, fear of God. That is us. That is who we are. That is what they want to rubbish. That is what they want to jettison. That is what the people who are into this negativity, evil native doctors, what they do, fake doctors, what they do, fake prophets. What we are doing is not just about cleaning out Ndiokite. It's going beyond that. Fake prophets. There are people who, what they do in terms of even Christianity is evil. And let me give you an example. You are a prophet, yeah? Or so you claimed, right? You are selling your olive oil. You are selling your holy water. You are selling your picture. You are selling handkerchief. In most cases, beyond the riches of the poor that congregate in your church, right? Now, you tell them when they are sick, they should anoint themselves with oil and drink a part of the olive oil. But when you are sick, you go to the US or India or Europe to treat yourself. So who is fooling who? I don't even understand the problem here. The members of your church, they should drink olive oil and holy water, but you will not drink that when you're sick. When you're sick, you look for a doctor. Look, it's deceitful. People who practice such, sooner or later, Agune Chamber will check out some of those things they are doing. Because it's not true, it's not Christianity. If you go to the book of Sirach in the Bible, it says, if you are sick, go to the doctor, for I, the Lord, created him. So why don't you allow the members of your congregation to access normal medical care? So those who should go to the doctor as instructed by God himself in the book of Sirach, that if you are sick, go to the doctor, for I, the Lord, created him for a purpose. And that brings me to why we cannot even prescribe, ban, or go against traditional religion. Because anyway, we did dibia nabo, right? Two types of genuine dibia. All we find out about dibia alpha. Dibia alpha are those who divine, who divine stuff. They have ways of peering into the future and all that. And the genuine ones who are called to it do it pretty well. Those who are into genuine traditional native doctor practice, yes, they have nothing to fear from this law, no nothing to fear from Udogachi or Agune Chamber. You know, the other type of Ndidibia is what you call Dibia Ogu. Dibia Ogu, they are traditional pharmacists. This is talent given to them by God to help humanity. I'm trying to see why we cannot go against, I want us to see why we can't go against traditional worship. In our Ministry of Health, it's just the Ministry, the Commissioner of Health that ought to be here today had an emergency and had to go back. You know, we have in his office there a whole directorate of alternative medicine. What is alternative medicine? Is it not traditional medicine? That's what we mean by alternative medicine. Do you get the point? So they are recognized by government. In fact, the law and the operation, Udogachi and the Agone Chamber, the three of them are out there to protect, sanitize, and retain the authenticity of Igbo traditional worship and so on and so forth. I think I have to stop here if you have more questions.
Okay. Imana kidekiwe memesu wede atatu aki atatu kwa.
Yes.
Kandu madu wene mwiki wana awata iva ine
Oh yeah.
Umwele iwe nke okwu ozainolo nke pazi nke ahụ nke buele na social media igwe mgbasa ozi ọgbara ọhụrụ wena ikwu na ndụ maka ndị dibịa ndị ejidere anyị na nwaanyị wee chọọ ka anyị malụ kedu ọnọdụ ha ya bụ ndị dibịa nwụchikọrọ kedu ive ebe ha nọ ka ọ dị ugbu a na kedu ive
ezigbo ajụjụ ka ejụla ife a onwe ndị aka ji ịma onwe mgbe m bịa ahịa kwuo si na n'onwe ka onye esi dị etu a na-abụghị eze ka udene eme gịnị ekwu onye chi ọzọ ọ ya bụ ife anyị nọ n'elu onwe ndị aka ji people anụgo ma many calls na-akpọ m na-ajụ m ogwokwu ndị si na-akpụrụgo ha gaa court nke a ọ bụrụ eziokwu anyị na-afa ka nọ and there were reason ife anyị na-afa jiri ka nọ lụgo na investigation akara wee bịa n'isi njedebe onye aka kpalụ o nwelili ife gọọmenti believe the wrong na fajibe ejide onye ahụ mana ihe ejidere mmadụ kpụrụ ya jebe court ozugbo ihe enyocha ka ị malụ ma ife ị na-elo ma eziokwu ịghọtago ka anyị ga example ilue na court the judge aki arọ about your sentiment. Even the judge na-achọ bụ evidence, forensic evidence that can stand interrogation, because egwu alụrụ ana na egwu mkpọchipụ anya ndị eji ya akpọbakwu lawyer nke fọkụ ya fa na lawyer gọọmenti achịpụ ya na court. Ife ya decide the matter bụ the evidence eji wee bịa ọsọkwa will go san 1000 of what sign of the evidence. The only thing that sign ga-emegbu n'oge bụ na anyị anụ okwu ọsịsọ maka okwu ọbụla dị na court sign batara na anyị ebuzo okwu nke dumbo and had experienced in law. I am how to do this and do that. So if the government na-achọ ka anyị do short of bụ na ime thorough investigation all like ife dịka onye oke ite n'ụwa eme analysis of ite ya nwa we do forensic investigation. We take samples and go to labs and kama leave the give anwa. Okpukpu anwa afọ na ite anwa. Okpukpu mmadụ ka okpukpu anụ ọfịa. Ịghọta. So ọ bụrụ na ya aghọtasị ya ife anọ ife niile ya form evidence ya ihe ejibe ejekwu ndị ụlọ ikpe ebe ikpe. Ya mgbakọta na nzukọ ife na-ekwu bụ na ndị anyị na-afa ka nọ maka aka na-eme investigation ana-aga from place to place to ndị anyị jiri nne onwe nsogbu anyị nwere kịta ọ ebe anyị arada ndị anyị ji ya kedu ebe anyị arada maka na ndị ife mmebi na Anambra ife mebi almost every town anyị nwere suspects in almost every town when it comes to some of these fake native doctors and evil native doctors, fake churches and fake prophets, all manner of things going on. Even beyond, I'm saying things happening even beyond kidnapping, things happening beyond the armed robbery and cultism and so on and so forth. There is practically no town in Anambra State you don't have a drug dealer. It is that bad that you don't have a drug dealer. Because when we talk about the illicit or hard drugs, all from Igbo to Obido, gay, and a hobby in Naibin of ya, Naibin of your mother, no, they say, they just say, Manakita always go to Naibin, because once in essence in the street, they don't care anymore. The law is against it. Do you understand that? Then onion LA, the problem for onion LA is even worse. Because even the property in LA not at risk now. You get the point. So they are with us, and those that we can establish, even though even a prima facie case against, will certainly be charged to court. And when they will be charged to court, ABS will be there, and the media in Anambra will be duly informed to cover, especially the first batch that will go to court. All very important. We are not doing that necessarily to draw or make a spectacle, not necessarily so, but we think what we call the right to know. The Anambra need what is going on, so that whoever is charged, they will know the charges. The charges is a idea if I fool. Then onye I have ife they incriminated na here. We may leave the person, but again, physical evidence. Man, don't want to claim that wrong and fictitious claim that need with supernatural powers. He won't even at the medical procedures and practice, there is a law, can't remember the title of the law now, in Anambra State. In a Nyobo, and you are not a trained doctor and a trained pharmacist, if any dispense drugs, 3 years in jail. 3 years. Now, if I know the Anambra is to work with Governor Soludo, dossier by, and one thing we also are sure is that this is not a witch hunt. What only there. Mana, I could say, onye na-eme ihe dịka mana onwe ndị si na bad ezu ori ma fa gafee ife efu ịghọtago those are enablers of crime fa wepụ aka enwe n'ofe ọ dị ka aka mmadụ onwe egwu a na-akpọ ọpanda ọpanda ọ bụrụ na ị gbara ọpanda ka onye isi na-emegharị ọra adaba anụ gbaa ajọ ọsọ agba ya ajọ ego ọ ya bụ ife anyị nọ na ya kịta.
Okay, ndị be anyị ọkwa bụ ihe mmemme Ask the Commissioner ka anyị nọkwa tata nke na-abịara gị n'ụlọ mgbasa ozi Anambra Broadcasting Service. Anyị na-eneba anya na ọgụ a na-anọ gbasara nchekwa, etu o si aga, ebe a nọ na ebe a na-atụ anya n'ọdịnihu, reviewing the fight against insecurity, the prospects and the challenges. I know Honorable Commissioner for Information Kanokwa Tata. Ubwa Abrona enwere ihe chọrọ itinye ma ọ bụ ajụjụ ọbụla enwere ejo. Ubwa wo here gị ejo. Chetakwa na ihe mmemme na Berry Life na Facebook. Mana iwere ike ịkpọ akara ekwentị ndị anyị na 0706 538-1320 0706-538-1320.
Okay, maọbụ anyị na akara ekwentị 0904-956-0826.
Maọbụ inwekwa ike izitere anyị ozi live na Facebook Anambra Broadcasting Service. Inwe ike izitere anyị ozi na Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
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 Other Birigo.
Okay, hello? 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 God was got network. Because again, I like it while I was Makana Aduko network be na shake. Na kare kwenti geji we motanye we judge Nafia bo 0904-956-0826.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello. Good afternoon. Oscar.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I'm making a commissioner.
When it upon Ganiru?
That on the name information on the country. I make a governor making a regulation and the Udogash. A farm Godwin. So a major commissioner.
Moganiru,
because over there, I play house. Over one day, and what I said, better. Na mwako. Over one day, what I said, especially in a local government.
Okay.
And my cause, in the Yanya, Rainbow net in a Rainbow net. Azun Kenda Anibarak. And then other you were banana anyhow. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Guardado.
Hello?
Hello?
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
When you want to get up in a bisabang?
I'm Emmanuel, my boss from Mama.
Ngwagani.
I'm gonna do operation Udobachi. With India Aguna Chamba.
Okay.
I'm not gonna see fighter. Maka, you governor in a Emma. Mana, you are done nothing vulnerable. Now we're walking on my feet, be beside us. I like you on a logo. On a red logo. Because Indian hand. Enemy, I need to stop in urban. Around church, Sakano, in Milo, not Bankata. I need to stop on. Oh, yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
Kebe the place.
Kebe the place, is it?
Ebago.
Kebe location.
Oh, that at Ebago Street. At Amansi.
Emagu Street.
Yes.
I want a number.
After program, Kai.
Okay, I'll see.
After program, Kai, and we'll call you.
I know we're going to come back. I got
a clear description.
Okay.
That's it. I like that. You see something, you say something.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm from Bomana speaking also. It's more for now,
Ganil.
Okay, yeah, I think the state government make all hanalo. Then how about you commissioner could tell about salo ndemolo solo support which will be do all hanalo. So more about na into printing. So na chokamalo mo ko be that issue of loan oku kamalo the process when I be madu ngikiga or it's I'm printing, but I have not started my printing business, but I'm good in the job, and I have samples of what I have done so far.
Okay. I am to give you.
Hello?
Hello, I am to give you. On the date, on the take note. Hello?
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 Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Sabo.
Mr. Commissioner, I recommend good afternoon, sir.
Hello, my brother.
Okay.
I know me on the radio. Yeah, I so cool. I'm not one now. No, you go menena. I know why you was on a moment and I make a mother. I have one menena. But I won't play can know by the can long go on. South Ludo, and it's make about an email. It's me and I roll money in Anambra State. As a lawyer, I have a on a mayor material and Madoka, it's moving on the loan.
Dalo, my brother.
Hello.
Dalo,
Commissioner for Information, Oku Amaka.
Dalo,
Ori akuma ko shoro ndamato hapo.
Dalo adani.
Ganil, no.
Ndini oku anu opele ya amaka maka nkowa avumota. And the governor ani na abolish ike. Solution is still working and working hard. Kudos to him. Ndi butekwe n'obodo adị mma aye nye ha nsogbu. Nye dịka otu nwere opposition udo ga-achị Peter udo ga-achịrị na Anambra State. Ọ ya ja home for all. And that's what I'm doing. And in the name of good. Then maybe good. I will never show when I can't have no name. They are the maybe show my voice and how much is my name. Because kudos to our governor. So my name in the Kita. Kuboda Dalo.
Dalo. Do the reggae.
Hello. Please, when you call, turn down the volume of a radio set. Someone is there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. When you phone, can I even?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, blessing, question money, shall we not?
Blessing, Ganil. Wait a phone.
All right. I cannot answer it in our humble governor.
Okay.
Nayoma host in Anambra State. Senakande operation Uzugashi. All of us the same because all of us see the issue of the as long as it's when we know Bunani. Makaida social media get that the issue of and the messenger. People, a lot of people now comment badly about the governance based on honesty and tradition. So they don't understand now. You look like it about here na ana here na madibu on a moment Ndibia. And we raise the when that Dibia.
Correct.
Because only there where you might be, and you name of Omapo or Dima. And it's back a lack on a Kalachiko. Malaya, there's Aga, Kogway, business and a boom. Only cause can doesn't another as what and a shop here. Only on budget did their call. So, didn't die in Canada, my people name is understood.
That's it, my sister.
Then, another one, Buna, according to my disease, I see one of my small when he has to know one. Now, I get the one of 9 plants, Nabra, Anambra State. Because also let me see our humble government. Thank you.
Ike na-agba onye ka ọ na-ayọ Chukwu. Nke dị mkpa ka ọ jụ.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Ekumelo ego Igbo n'awa.
Ego Igbo nnọọ.
Ana m ekele n'egwu kọmishọna.
Nedalụ.
Sir. Ihe m na-ekwu nke m wụ kọmishọna nwere nọmba. Ịma na na-agba afọ n'ibudo ọha. Ọ bụghị ihe niile ka a na-ekwu n'ọhịa. Emechaa onye ahụ were my nọmba, o nwere infọmeshọn m na-enyegasị ya.
Thank you. Yeah, daalụ.
Okay, in the opportunities.
Yes, because many of the calls about Ekene Kapana Ekene governor. And no one Ekene Kun, I'm making in the Anambra Nine, Maka reception and support of any Operation Udogachi, Naguna Chamber. In fact, the level of support I'm with you're all surprising, all presidented. And making skit makers. They have made a lot of skits trying to educate the people. Also Soludo, right? A lot of people now also now because I'm an Akata Rocha. But even a genuine traditional medicine man, Dibia. You have nothing to fear. All you need to do is to register with the PG, what very important the farmer address again. Oh yeah, buy trouble can we buy a fogino? Oburo dibia ni ne kai nacho. I nacho do fake dibia and ajo dibia. Oburo solution government be is true the ajo dibia. Na naifa to ajo dibia. Na naifa. Na my town, I remember ajo dibia na abo. Our town leadership gathered to have fun at the town. And so if I brought Tata Kobido, if I Joe, they are Jodibia. Obro Naiwa, yeah, accept on the farm. Okay? One year, Joe say, we got drug dealers, I arrest to go. Yes, many. ING, so many. One category of criminals, I were on the I gachatago, I nafano. Then always in a certain drug dealer and they disturb over MSC in them number, Camunia Bank, I went the details. I'm a leaf of an American, any operation Mudogachi, and they are going to chamber. Café Kene, so say Kene Cafe Kene. So we have to go after training. When you come, they also make training. Yes, because it was the next level, right? I need the number of the person also. Okay. Like I said, Ajogu beginning, Ajogu. Ajogu is not Igbo tradition. Unana nea mo deshi ma mankana po deshi ma okite fancha boro Igbo traditional religion or Igbo traditional worship. In fact, very very important.
Thank you.
And then the last, please, let me just say about occupant na brano is still an issue. Please, there is no place in the law or any directive from the government or from the governor saying that na why Euro pant, Euro bra, no man apotazilo. Or proko na eziokwu, o we ndukuku say na only bu dreadlocks, woke bu dreadlocks, mo why bu dreadlocks, mo bo na sag trouser, na the hair, na operation dogachi. No, so need operation. It is not true, please. Whoever is harassed in that manner should reach out to government for redress. And the Agune Chamber and Operation Udogachi that are hearing me now, please, this is not part of your assignment. We are not after dress code. We are not after dress code. What we are after is crime and criminality. We are after criminals. And you know the categories of criminals that we are going for. It is enough job. Because I'm not going to see the pant or you only have this one. So you have nothing to fear from that. But not because one man and dress properly. So even my you were up no beer, hero pant, hero bra, a collier bully banaga. You are harassing people now. Yes. But it's only an advice, it's a moral issue, okay? a moral issue. It's not under the purview of the Operation Udogachi or Agune Chamber. Okay?
All right, thank you, sir.
The Anambra is rising because of the solution government led by a solution governor, Professor Chukuma Charles Soludo. Udo de Lulu.
And my own etu guys when I became a man ask the commissioner. The Kaine Kanakwaze High Chief Doctor Lome for Commissioner Nafumakos in Anambra State. Makisnura in a meme Nketata and a Segidalo.
Ebaka ega pechi de chetapono na ask the commissioner gan behachi nizu kana be afambo priska won ko dalno.
Abu Maya Kachuku Gochuku, God is here.